Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today. With the intense events unfolding in Gaza, it's almost impossible for anyone to miss the headlines. But today, I'm here not just to discuss the current situation, but to delve deeper into some facts about Israel. Towards the end, I will be providing an hour-by-hour timeline of the recent attacks as accurately as possible. If you wish to jump directly to that section, please go to 8:59. However, I sincerely hope you'll stay with me through the entirety of this video to gain a broader understanding of the nation first. Let's embark on this journey together, exploring Israel's rich history, culture, and the current events shaping its narrative today. First, let's delve into the story of Israel's formation, understanding why the dream of a homeland was so pivotal for the Jewish people. This dream is intertwined with Zionism, a movement significantly promoted by Theodor Herzl. Historically, Jewish communities scattered globally often faced persecution and exclusion, most tragically exemplified by the Holocaust. A collective longing for a safe and sovereign homeland where they could preserve their traditions and safeguard their culture was deeply embedded. The Balfour Declaration in 1917, a promise from the British, supported the creation of a Jewish home in Palestine. However, the path was fraught with challenges, including conflicts with neighboring Arab countries. In 1948, David Ben-Gurion declared the establishment of Israel. Despite immediate wars, Israel persisted. It stands as a symbol of dreams realized, battles fought, and an ongoing hope for a future of peaceful coexistence. We all know Israel as a country, but have you ever paused to ponder what the word itself means? The weight and depth of the name might surprise you. Israel is not merely a geographical identifier, it is a name steeped in rich biblical narratives and ancient traditions, carrying with it stories of struggle, faith, and divine encounters. In the Hebrew Bible, Jacob, a patriarch of the Jewish people, was renamed Israel after a mystical, all-night wrestle with an angel. The name is often interpreted to mean struggles with God, symbolizing not only Jacob's persistence, but also the enduring spirit and tenacity of the Jewish people across generations. The name Israel transcends time, becoming a symbol of the people's covenant with God, their historical trials, triumphs, and an unwavering hope that has meticulously shaped the nation's identity. Thus, Israel embodies more than a mere name. It stands as a testament to a people's resilient spirit and a rich tapestry of stories that have traversed through the epics of history. Hey folks, ever plugged in a USB flash drive or followed a route on Waze? Guess what? These everyday game changers hail from a place often dubbed the Startup Nation. Yep, Israel. It's not just about tech gadgets and apps. Israel's got its fingers in a whole bunch of innovative pies. Imagine turning vast deserts into flourishing farms. They nailed it with cool tech like drip irrigation. And peeking inside your digestive tract with a tiny camera pill? That's Israel's pill cam for you. This tiny nation doesn't just innovate, it transforms, creating stuff that touches our lives daily, from the food we eat to the way we navigate roads and even how doctors see inside us. Let's talk about the beautiful mix of cultures in Israel. Imagine a place where old traditions and new ways happily live together. In Israel, you can see fun festivals like Purim, where people wear colorful costumes and enjoy parades. But there are also quiet and thoughtful times like Yom Kippur, a day for reflection. Music in Israel tells stories of the past and celebrates the now, mixing old tunes with new beats. And the food? Oh, the food! From tasty falafel and shawarma to new exciting dishes, Israel's food is a yummy adventure. Friends, let's now turn our attention to a truly remarkable story from Israel, the revival of the Hebrew language. Imagine a language, once only used in prayers and religious texts, now spoken daily by millions. That's the story of Hebrew in Israel. This ancient language, with roots deep in history and religion, was once on the brink of being only a written language, not spoken in daily life. But people like Eliezer ben Yehuda, who believed in the power of a unified language for the Jewish people, worked hard to bring Hebrew back into everyday use. Israel, a land where the ancient and the modern coexist, offers a rich tapestry of geographical wonders. The Dead Sea, known for its hypersalinity that allows you to float effortlessly, is not merely a natural spectacle, but also a reservoir of historical and mythical tales. The tranquil expanses of the Negev desert whisper tales of ancient caravans, while the historic walls of Jerusalem reverberate with stories spanning millennia. Jerusalem, a city echoing with ancient prayers and resonating with modern life, stands as a beacon of religious significance for people around the world. This city, sacred to Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, has been a focal point of faith, conflict, and coexistence for centuries. For Jews, the Western Wall, a remnant of the Second Temple, is a place of prayer and pilgrimage. Christians revere the city for the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, believed to be the site of Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection. Meanwhile, for Muslims, the Al-Aqsa Mosque, positioned on the Haram esh-Sharif, or the Temple Mount, is the third holiest site in Islam. Let's talk about something really special and heartwarming from Israel. It's called Save a Child's Heart. Imagine a child, their tiny heart beleaguered by illness, and then envision a hand reaching out, ready to heal. This is the essence of Save a Child's Heart. Remarkably, this organization extends its healing touch beyond borders, aiding children from various countries, including those that are generally viewed as adversaries and do not have diplomatic relations with Israel, such as Iraq, Syria, and Afghanistan. Astoundingly, these vital, life-saving services are rendered completely free of charge. Rooted in the principle of tikkun olam, which translates to repairing the world, the organization believes that every child, regardless of nationality, is entitled to a vibrant life, unencumbered by health challenges. Now we're diving into a topic that often makes headlines: the conflict between Israel and Palestine. Is it just about the land, or is there more to it? There's a lot to unpack, but today, let's try to understand it through some maps, each telling a unique story of the land and its people. Here, we see the British Mandate of Palestine. The British promised a home for the Jewish people here, but both Jewish and Arab communities were living in this area, each with their own dreams and aspirations for the land, leading to tensions and conflicts. In 1947, the UN proposed a plan to divide the land into separate Jewish and Arab states. Jewish leaders accepted, but Arab leaders rejected it. This disagreement led to a civil war, and later, a war between the newly declared State of Israel and its Arab neighbours. After the Six-Day War in 1967, where Israel was attacked by neighbouring Arab countries, the map changed significantly. Israel captured additional territories, altering the landscape and further complicating the discussions and emotions tied to the land. In the 1990s, the Oslo Accords aimed to pave a path towards peace, introducing areas A, B, and C in the West Bank, each with different levels of Palestinian and Israeli control. However, the peace process eventually stalled, and the boundaries remained a contentious issue. Today's map reflects a complex situation with the Gaza Strip, controlled by Hamas, and the West Bank, home to both Palestinians and Israelis, with areas under varying control and administration. As promised, let's unravel the sequence of events that unfolded since October 7, 2023, painting a picture of the chaos and terror orchestrated by Hamas. October 7th, as dawn broke, tension permeated the air. Early warnings hinted at the looming shadow of Hamas, ready to unleash chaos. By afternoon, defences were up. The population braced for a night they hoped would never come. October 8th, at 6 a.m, darkness gave way to terror. Hamas's onslaught began, a coordinated symphony of destruction. By 10 a.m, a state of war was declared, a response to unprovoked aggression. The day wore on with harrowing tales of loss and heroism, civilians caught in the crossfire of cruelty. October 9th, the dead of night at 3 a.m. was alive with fear. Hamas's raids brought more horror, abducting the innocent. As the sun traveled its path, the IDF's rescue missions unveiled the depth of the humanitarian crisis, and by evening, the world could no longer ignore the blatant violations of human decency. October 10th, a day of relentless pursuit of peace amidst ongoing conflict. The IDF's continuous operations sought to neutralize the terror of Hamas. Afternoon saw a burgeoning humanitarian crisis, the world's heart reaching out with aid. And as stars appeared, they witnessed global vigils, a plea for peace and healing. October 11th, from morning's light to the night's descent, the day was marked by profound sacrifice, direct confrontations, and significant losses. At 3 p.m., amidst the rubble, IDF's acts of valor shone, pulling the innocent from the jaws of death. The world's leaders, under the night sky, urgently sought a path to silence the guns. October 12th, with the new day, the aftermath became clear. Infrastructure in ruins, lives shattered. Precision strikes by the IDF aimed to dismantle terror, saving lives. Evening brought the world together in silent solidarity, candlelight vigils holding back the darkness. October 13th, this day, the IDF's strategic prowess was at its peak, crippling Hamas's reign of terror. Afternoon reports painted a grim picture, the cost of war immeasurably high. Diplomacy took the helm by nightfall, the world's conscience seeking resolution. October 14th, conflict intensified with the morning sun, the region's stability hanging by a fragile thread. At 2 p.m., the IDF's adaptive strategies faced new threats, a protective embrace around its civilians. And at 9 p.m., amidst despair, humanity shone through acts of unity and courage. October 15th, the IDF's persistence mirrored the rising sun, a beacon of defense and humanitarianism. The afternoon was a stage for global leaders, urgency lending weight to their peace talks. And as the day retired, a surge of humanitarian aid wove a silver lining, binding the world in a shared pledge for peace. The aftermath has been devastating. Approximately 2,670 lives lost and around 9,600 wounded in the Gaza Strip, and in Israel, over 1,400 killed and about 3,400 wounded. Each statistic represents a shattered world, a narrative cut short, and dreams unfulfilled. The global impact of these events has reverberated across the world, sparking protests and vigils in various countries, from London to Sydney. People have been sharing their views and standing with those affected. However, it's imperative to note that some expressions, such as deeply offensive chants heard in Australia, detract from the pursuit of peace and understanding. As philosopher Bertrand Russell once said, "Love is wise, hatred is foolish." In contemplating these events, let this be a gentle reminder that the path forward must be paved with understanding, compassion, and a shared pursuit of peace. We unequivocally condemn the brutal acts of violence and sheer cruelty perpetrated against civilians, a horrifying spectacle masterminded by Hamas, which not only starkly violates every ounce of human decency, but also flagrantly transgresses international law. Let it be known, the slaughter of innocents has never been, nor shall it ever be, a conduit to freedom. It is an unbridled act of terrorism. Those who dare to harbour, endorse, or propagate such a viewpoint must steel themselves for the inevitable repercussions of such a malevolent stance. Thank you for joining me today, remembering and honouring those affected during this tragic time. May their memories inspire change and a future free from such atrocities.